When X and Y came out, I was a bit blinded, and I even claimed it to be the best Pokemon game we ever got, which is clearly not the case. But for me, it was a main series 3D Pokemon game, something I've been wanting for a long time. They created a brand new engine for it. It seemed like everything I wanted in a Pokemon game, but in retrospect, it was one of the worst. The storyline that was there was kind of paint by numbers. It was very, copy and paste. And the one cool element, which was the 3,000 a year ago Pokemon work, was kind of undermined by this character that constantly showed up, and his resolution at the end of the game was so unnecessary and so not moving in any way possible that his inclusion was a bit unnecessary. And the fact that he shows up again at any point in the rest of the Pokemon series is complete bullshit. But along with that, there were zero connections to any of the other characters in the main storyline. They try to add some things with your opposite gender rival that you didn't pick at the beginning of the game, and that character seems so hollow. I feel like they try to add some stuff with Shauna, but I feel like they try to make it semi-romantic if you played a male character and platonic if you picked a female character, and that just rings false in my head. And the other characters, your other companions, are so stereotypical and unnecessary that, they're kind of just there. There's nothing to it. There's no connection to any other character in the game either, whether it be the main antagonist, whether it be the champion, whether it be the professor. There's no connection there that I wish there was. Even the gym leaders, and it's such a shame because it took such a step back from what I thought was a really good example of what you should do with the characters that are, that should be remembered. You remember gym leaders, or at least you should, but I barely remember the X and Y gym leaders at all. They're kind of there, and only one character does anything in the story, and even then she's kind of forgettable. Unlike in Black and White, where the gym leaders actually try to help you, and in Black and White 2 you actually see the growth of some of the gym leaders and see where they go and where they lead, and you see your companions in those games grow as well. One of them becomes a gym leader, one of them becomes a professor aide, one of the gym leaders becomes the champion. That is major, that is big. Those things matter. You see growth in characters, and the connection you feel to N in the first game is so important, and it's so quite clear that that's the intention, that you are supposed to feel something for that character, so much so that they make it a point in the sequel that your original player character from the first game still has a connection with him and still actively looking for N. That is big, and it's such a shame that we went backwards. There's zero connection to any of the characters. That is until we get into the post-game with Emma. Emma is a character that right off the bat you can tell is different. She is in tattered clothing, and she is an orphan, and she's on the street. She takes care of a lot of kids. She was part of a gang. There's so many little aspects of this character, so that this is more than I expected from a character that I assume we're never going to see again. It's quite clear that we are going to see a lot of this character. And throughout this post-game, you have the character Looker. Looker is a character that shows up in basically every post-game since his debut in the Gen 4 games. And while this character is interesting, I never felt a connection to him until I saw what his connection with Emma was. He basically takes her in, and because of that, she feels a little bit, unworthy of that and wants to give back. And the way she gives back isn't quite by the law. And it leads into this whole different storyline that you don't expect this to go in. But it works. It works, and it brings in a villain from the main storyline that, you don't even think twice about. But then all of a sudden he appears, and it's like, this actually works. This makes sense. And the connection that all three of your, the villain, Looker, and your main character have with this one character is, it's every character loves her, but she's not a Mary Sue. She's not without fault. She matters. She matters to you because she's a great, well-developed character that you don't see anywhere else in the game. In Pokemon Sun and Moon, the post-game for that, Looker appears again, and that just really upset me because I liked his resolution, and I was thinking maybe the timeline of the Pokemon games is so out of whack, but it could work. So maybe this took place before X and Y. But then I realized no, because two characters you feel nothing for, Dexio and Sinnoh, appear in Sun and Moon older. So this clearly takes place after X and Y. I'm like, why is it these two characters characters that literally no one, as far as I can tell, no one I know actually cares about these characters. In fact, I've seen far more people be quite annoyed by these characters than anything. But a character like Emma doesn't appear, and it's such a shame because Emma is a far better character than both of them combined. They might as well be a single character. And when you have a resolution with Looker like that, where it seems like, we don't need him, his story is somewhat complete, where Emma's is just beginning, it's a shame that we have that where she's nowhere to be seen. And it's not as if they forget about her. In the Pokemon Adventure manga, she's a major player. In Pokemon Generations, there's an entire episode dedicated to a part of her story. So this character is at least known in the Pokemon world. But even in the X and Y game, a lot of people I know that played X and Y didn't even play the post game because it's hard to find. From that point forward in the series, they kind of make you do the post game in a way, while in X and Y, you kind of have to go out of your way to find it, which is a shame because so many people I know never played the post game, but it's the actual best part of the X and Y game. It's a shame that Emma appeared in that game rather than in Sun and Moon or X and Y or Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire even, because at least there I feel she'll be more remembered. But at this point, I feel in half of the way they're kind of trying to forget X and Y because they didn't make a Z even though they clearly had the want to make it, since they made Zygarde such a big thing in Sun and Moon. Clearly Zygarde was not going to be what he was in Sun and Moon. That was supposed to be the main story of, whatever Pokemon Z we're going to get, but that never came into fruition, probably because X and Y was not that well received. I'm not going to hold my breath that Emma's going to appear in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but I would be so delighted if that were the case, because the connection I had with her is only been replicated with N and Lily. Those three characters are the three emotional strongholds I have for the Pokemon series, besides my love for my favorite Pokemon. But as far as human characters go, those three are the emotional centers of my love for the games. So yeah, my name is Josh Rivers. Thank you so much for watching. Hit whatever thumb button reflects your emotions right now. Leave a comment below about how you feel about this topic, or give suggestions on any topics I should talk about in the future, Pokemon related or not. You can follow me on Twitter at PixelPixelBoom and join the Discord. The Discord link is in the description. You can join and we can talk about whatever under the moon. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time, and remember to have fun. Bye guys.